What's going on YouTube? I'm Evan, this is Marksman Trading, and welcome to my channel. Today is February 1st. It's the first day of the month, and it's a solid green day, a solid way to start this month out. We're actually up $2,200 in the prop firm account. Just trading the NQ today, and we missed a trade in the S, but that's all right. Still a solid day. Didn't take any trades in the stock account. Unfortunately, I had my A+ setup today. It was the only setup that I saw today, A+, and I missed it. I had an order in for it, but I was being too picky with the price. So I'll recap that in this video, explain what I did wrong, and how to better, capitalize on A+ setups. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so here's the couple NQ trades I took today. To start off, I took a lower high setup based off of the pre-market level on the NQ. So I entered how many contracts? 28 contracts, 28 MNQ contracts, short, with an average fill about like 17,350 at 10.12. And so the reason for that was three things. First off, we had a key level, which is the pre-market high right here, at 17,364-ish. Secondly, we had a 1 minute supply line forming. And so do we have others? We had 2 minute supply forming, which is these red dashed lines, 5 minute supply line forming. I don't think, yeah, it wasn't on the 15 minute. Let's check the rest. Because you always want to be looking at higher time frames whenever you place a trade, to kind of get more of like that macro view with things. Even though I'm scalping, I still like to have that bigger picture in mind. Yeah, so we even had a 30-minute supply line forming down there as well. I think that was it. But yeah, so two criteria was met for my edge, and lastly, price action had to agree. And so I entered after this flush candle kind of stayed heavy below the 17,355 level, which was kind of the top end of this consolidation, all pre-market. I risked the stop loss to the highs of pre-market, so right above that level. And yeah, we covered for 1 hour into this flush back down into the 90 EMA in the 1 minute. So yeah, that made us, I want to say that was about $775, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, then I had about $1,500 to kind of play with for the next trade. Like I said, trying to make or break this account, right? And so yesterday, we were almost there. We had like $1,700 left to go till I hit the funded target. And then I took a $1,700 loss on it, and I had $300 left of buying power before the account would auto liquidate through Apex. And so thankfully, I had a couple good trades after that loss yesterday, and so today I had about $700 left of wiggle room in that account, and so, or $775. And so yeah, so I was able to take this trade, risking the entire account, $775 left, and so I made 1 hour, so I made about $775 in this trade. Pretty sure, yeah. And then I made about how much was it? I made, I think, like 14 something in the next trade. But yeah, anyways, so that's the first trade. It went all the way down to VWAP, so I could have covered the VWAP, but I'm just trying to be proactive with this account, especially when I was risking such huge size. So I think, yeah, that went about like 1.5 hour, or almost 2 hour. And then secondly, the second trade I took was this double bottom on the NQ, and this one was actually a clean trade. So as you can see in this pre-market level over here, so this white this white dashed line is previous day's close, and that's a lot of stocks like to respect that as a key level, bounce off of it or reject it, stuff like that. And so NQ actually double bottom there. You can maybe say triple bottom if you want to call that a bottom, but I'm not really going to count that. It didn't come all the way down. So kind of a double bottom and a V shape, right? We flushed all the way from highs, really no like strong pullback. So we were very extended. Let me show you the 5 minute. The 5 minute had the 9 EMA all the way up here, when I was all the way down here. So we had a lot of room to kind of slingshot back up, right? I forget who said this. It could have been Live Traders. You guys should check out their channel. A lot of good content. I learned a lot from them as well. The market can act like a rubber band. I think it's them who said it. So like, if you stretch it too far, it's going to snap back. And so right here, flush down, it was back extended to the short side. And so we had the key level, and then we had our demand line was based off of the, 4 hour? Yeah, straight demand line was off the 4 hour. So that's like pretty significant demand, because like the higher the time frame, the kind of like more strong it is. We had 2 minute demand forming, but that wasn't completely straight yet. 5 minute was forming. Yeah, so we had the key level, the demand lines, and then lastly we had this like solid green engulfing candle with a nice bottoming tail, retesting previous day's close on that double bottom. Look at the volume on that too. Some pretty decent volume. I got in on a small pullback in the next candle. Stop loss to the low of this double bottom. So my stop loss was at 17262.5. And I took 48 MQ contracts there. And I got out for 1 hour in this trade as well. Roughly at like 17,292. Yeah, 17,292. And I got filled at 17,277.25. So that was a solid trade. Obviously, we caught the lows for the entire day because you can see that the market just ripped up. And now I think Apple and a couple other stocks had earnings, large caps had earnings. So that's why the market's ripping up after hours. But yeah, it never saw the lows after the setup. So I say almost every video, I need to learn how to capitalize better on these setups, right? Because these setups go like, I think the setup went almost 12 hour before the market closed today. I think that was like 11.93 hour all the way up here for my entry. So, and I captured 1 hour out of it, right? I could have got funded if I would have held. But I mean, it was still risky. The market was kind of dripping. We had the interest rate news yesterday and what brought the market down yesterday was, I believe they said that the next interest rate decision, they're probably not going to cut it like everyone was anticipating. So I think that's what brought the market down yesterday in the afternoon, because everyone was expecting a rate cut. But I think Powell said that's probably not going to happen for the next one either. So it might just be another pause. So I was expecting that sentiment to kind of shift into today and maybe have like a second day of just kind of fails. But as you can see, that clearly wasn't right. So that's why it's nice also just not to be married to a bias either. Kind of like not get that trading tunnel vision like I talked about in my other video. So yeah, lastly, let me go over NVIDIA real quick before I go. NVIDIA was the one stock trade I didn't take today. I didn't take any stock trades, and this is the one that I had an order in for and everything, and I just got too picky with the price. So let's take a look at it. NVIDIA had this demand zone right here. So that was my key level, right? I think that was based off of the hourly. Let me check. Yeah, hourly channel, right? We had this hourly kind of supply and demand zone right here. And so this morning we kind of opened above it, came back down. We were kind of like consolidating, kind of forming a bit of a wedge to it, but we had some even lows. And so I was watching this for this exact setup actually, because this is my A+ setup. I love this setup. I seriously need to, capitalize on this more often, because it doesn't show up a ton. And so I made a rule, I have to risk double the amount on the setup because, I think it's got almost 100% success rate, I'm pretty sure so far. And so I was looking to risk $20 instead of $10 on this trade. So I think I was looking at 14 shares instead of 7, I want to say, or 16 instead of 8 possibly. I don't quite remember. But anyways, so we consolidated and then a flush down below this level, 617.80, and then we reclaimed it right away. And so this is almost like a stop hunt, right? People are kind of longing on the low end of this range, expecting this demand zone to hold. It fails that, and people are probably stopping out. Shorts are probably piling in here as well for like a breakdown setup. But as you can see, this flush got soaked and got ramped right back up. And so shorts are probably getting out. Buyers are probably stepping right back in because it hit their original entry again. So they're getting emotional. They're getting back in because they don't want to, miss out on a run back up. And yeah, so that's kind of like the thesis behind this setup. I love the setup so much. So I was looking to take it down here. Oops. Let me redo that. I guess I can't. There we go. So I was looking for an entry down here towards like the lower end consolidation for it to retest because I see it does that a ton. But I should have realized it closed above the 90 EMA in the 1 minute, which is this green line right here. And so it never came down to my entry. I think I had like a 618 order in with my stop loss to the low of day, low of this flush, and it just never came down to it. And so usually when it closes above the 90 EMA in the 1 minute, I like to put it at the 90 EMA, but I was just being too picky with the price today. And even if I would have, kind of compromised and went a bit higher with my entry price, it still would have been a solid trade. So unfortunately, I didn't enter it, and it still would have been 2R from this entry anyways, and it would have been on double the size, and it would have been just an easy trade that went in the money right away. But yeah, so guys, that's like the importance of A+ setups. You have to take them when they're presented to you. You should increase your bet size with them as well, right? Because like if you're playing poker and let's say you have like a really good hand, you're gonna bet more let's say you have like pocket jacks. You're gonna bet more when you have pocket jacks and like you have like pocket twos, right? And so it's the same thing with trading. You want to increase your size for trades that statistically, or for setups that statistically have higher win rates and higher payouts. So like higher expected values from these setups. And yeah, unfortunately, I failed to do that on an A+ trade. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. You know, learn from it, logged my trades, reviewed, and yeah, I'm ready for the next day. It was a nice, you know, it was still a nice trading day because I made that much in the brokerage account. I can actually bring this over and show you $2,200 in the one account. Didn't trade the other, so yeah, I'll be keeping both, and I'll just work on these slowly throughout the next month. Risk about $100 per trade, just trying to just kind of slowly get to that profit target of $53,000 in that account. Yeah, so thanks for checking out this video. I have a lot of other great trading content on here, so be sure to just check out the rest. I talked about trading tunnel vision the other day, so a lot of good like kind of concepts. Yeah, anyways, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.